Hello. Uh, hello. Hello everyone. It's been a while. Can you guys hear me okay? Is the sound okay? Is the game too loud or is it okay?
Nice.
Yep. Okay. It's okay. That's good. Hello. Hello Golfy. Hello Paperbacks. Welcome to the stream. Okay. It's been a while since doing one of this live stream. I think the last one I did was actually last year. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, the last stream that I did was last year actually, when I played through the Penacony 2.2 quest, if I'm not mistaken. And then I just stopped doing that because the internet was just awful going forward since then. But yeah, there's some changes that have happened. So now we're trying out live stream again. And the reason for this particular live stream is because we are celebrating a milestone. My channel recently hit 10,000 subscribers. And yeah, so we're doing that because last time I wanted to make a Q&A video on 5,000 subscribers and I actually didn't deliver. I asked you guys to send me questions, but I never answered the question and made a video out of it. So yeah, out of laziness for Q&A sessions on subscriber milestones, we're just gonna do it on stream. Yeah, I think that's a good trade-off. Chining, do you still remember me? Yes, I still remember you from the last stream. It actually feels like just yesterday I did that live stream. What do I think of Evernight? I think Evernight is very enigmatic, to say the least. Evernight is very mysterious. She's very... what's the word? Yeah, she's very mysterious, to say the least. She got Voracity, she got Idrilla the Beauty, she got Remembrance, all mixed up in one splash art. I think that's very much Enigmata to me. Yeah, it's been a while since I did live stream. That is true. See, here's the thing, guys. Since we're testing this out, I'm probably gonna be doing this for just 1 hour because I still need to do something else later, and I have a video planned out to come out later today, so I don't want me still live streaming with the video out later. So we're just gonna do it for 1 hour. But if this stream is okay and like everything goes well, the connection is okay, there's no drop in connection whatsoever, I'm planning to stream the playthrough for the next patch quest. Yeah, so because usually it drops on Wednesday, right? I'm thinking if all goes well today, I will do the live stream for the new quest, the new version quest next week on Thursday, probably. So yeah, what will I do in today's stream? I'm just gonna answer some questions from you guys if you have any questions, because it's a a milestone Q&A session. You can ask me questions that you have, because I guess this is the only opportunity that we have to like kind of chat, because I don't have a Discord server yet, potentially in the future. So we're just gonna chat for today while I do this quest, this event, because I procrastinated so much. I haven't done this and we only have 3 days left. No, this is not the collab quest. No, I did that already. We're doing the... what even am I doing? Right. We're doing the origami bird. Don't ask why I'm only doing this now. Have your bird combat's power. How do I do that? Okay, anyway. What do I think of the new Danheng? I actually it might be a hot take, but I actually like the new Danheng. I feel like the new Danheng is like a combination of Imbibe de Lune and our 4-star Danheng that we've known, if that makes sense. Because we see him in his 4-star skin, right? Which is like, yeah, that's like a 4-star Danheng, just open the jacket a little bit on the right side. But you see his tail, his horns. So to me, it feels like him embracing his Imbibe de Lune identity, but also him saying that, yes, I was Imbibe de Lune, like Danfeng was my past, but me now is Danheng, the nameless. Yeah. So that's what I think, because I actually like it. And what is it? The introduction on his splash art, his drip marketing, it makes me emotional a bit, because he's like, let me reintroduce myself, and then he's like, I'm Danheng, the guard of the express, your companion, and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, he's like, yeah, I am now accepting the Danfeng side of me, but also what I am now is not that person anymore. I like it. Yeah. Why is my accent so pleasant? Thank you. This patches event can be procrastinated since it's only available. That is true. I thought this what is this? This Origami Birds event is like a permanent one. So I was like, yeah, I'll just do that next time. But then I saw on the banner it's like 4 days left. I'm like, the heck? There's a time limit to that? I didn't know that. So we're just rushing through it all now. Do I think Danheng looks older? Hard to say actually. I don't know. I think he looks the same. What do I think of the collab quest? Oof, that's a... Okay, so I think it's a combination of like, I'm not familiar with the Fate story. Like, the first time I heard of Fate Stay Night is actually through the collab. I didn't grow up watching the anime. So I was actually like curious how the story would be. But it felt flat, even boring to me for the most part. I don't get why they even had to add the muted part to the story. Sure, it's like, yeah, they make like a muted movie out of it, but like, that's just an excuse to not voice the quest, right? But the part that I actually like towards the end, when Trailblazer was stuck in the dream. Was that the dream or like an alternate universe created by the lady? And then we got to talk to Himeko and ask her what happened to the nameless, because Trailblazer in that alternate timeline never joined the Express, right? And we did kind of see a preview of it on the circuit ending when we were at the Herda space station, right? But now we know that if we never joined the Express, Danheng left and stayed on the Luofu. Welt went back to Earth, and March, for some reason, she still got frozen in ice, and Himeko could only hope for Black Swan to heal her, and eventually it's just Himeko alone in the car, which is kind of sad. Yeah, that's like the part that I like about the quest, but for the most part, it didn't really introduce me or like make me know about Fate any better. I don't think so. Could have done better on the muted part. I don't know why that's like an excuse to not voice the quest. Yeah. Why Danheng exists in the new cycle? I think he never left, right? He never left. Where's that thing? Oh, we have to go to Enquiries for that. In the as I've written book, in the report of the scepter, when it was scanning Danheng and everything, it says that Danheng eventually left, but then the note basically is implying that Danheng didn't leave Amphorius. And we never know what would happen to Outlanders if they stay in Amphorius during the reset, right? But I guess we kind of have our answer now, which is that if Outlanders stay in Amphorius, they just got absorbed and assimilated into the system, which I think, hear me out, which I think is why Saridra and Hysilan's portrait in the original Amphorius trailer are also a silhouette instead of like their actual drawing. I think the two of them actually didn't come from Amphorius, and they got assimilated into the system like March and Danheng were, and that's why the portraits of all four of them are blacked out. But I guess we'll find out. Oh my god, there's a lot of you guys today. Any prediction or theory for the second part of Amphorius? I think they're gonna summon the 13th Titan. Remember that theory that was popularized by the Numerophile faction? In the one readable we found in Amphorius, they say that behind the 12 Titans, there are one true god, the 13th Titan. I think they're summoning that Titan into Amphorius, which is the Titan with the infinity symbol. And I think that is gonna be Cyrene, her adult form. That is my prediction, but I don't know, I feel like, yeah, I think that's what will happen, because how else, because think about it, right? Cyrene is there, and then suddenly March is there taking over Cyrene's role. If Trailblazer is meant to be the variable needed to completely destroy the scepter, in a way, and like, that means Cyrene doesn't have to die anymore, right? Because Cyrene kept on dying in the reset is because Kaslana had to do that in order to reset the cycle every time he reached the end. But now, if we are reaching the end to destroy the scepter completely, to end the simulation, then Cyrene doesn't have to die anymore. That means, supposedly, she should take the Time Core Flame for herself. But why is March there, taking over Time Core Flame? Cyrene is hiding something bigger. We just don't know what it is yet. So the circle where we see the Crisis Air together and the core flames between them, I think that's when they're summoning the 13th Titan. Because there are actually 11 core flames between 10 Crisis Air there. The 11th core flame was the symbol, the infinity symbol that we've never seen before among the Titans. What do I think about adult Cyrene? Yeah, she's the 13th Titan. I don't know, there's still a part of me that feels like she is part of March and vice versa. For some reason. I just don't get why they would intentionally put that dialogue of Cyrene saying that she and March look similar. Not just by the pink hair, but like, you know, like more than that. Did Danheng die on Amphorius and got reborn? I don't think necessarily he died. Because Trailblazer was saved by Mem, right? After Kasana reset the time once again before he went to fight Nanook, Trailblazer was kind of like swept by the River of Time, but Mem saved them and bring them to the start of the time. So I don't think you necessarily have to die. Just that the world gonna reset, and then maybe what happened was when the world reset, the scepter just like, oh, there's this guy who followed the path of permanence. I guess he is the Crisis Heir for permanence instead of Terravox. Oh, so this is a permanent event with limited time rewards. I see. But yeah, we need all the jades that we can have to pull for the characters that we want. I want a lot of them. I want Saridra, I want March, I want Cyrene. But I only have 170 tickets and a dream. Yeah, the new video is coming out tonight. So yeah, we're doing this live stream for a bit, and then you guys go watch the video. Dan Heng went through digital hatching rebirth. Yeah, something along that line. Yeah, this mini game is back. This patch. It feels weird hearing me theorize with such happy music. Yeah, well, it's a vibe, guys. Yes, exactly. Soul splitting is a thing in this game. But yeah, well, March and Cyrene, I don't know. Part of me is still like, yeah, they are a part of each other, because I don't know if you guys watched my initial theory on Cyrene, is that I said March is a part of Cyrene that got blasted off the planet, in the same way that Tingyun was split during the last Penacony quest. So remember that quest when Tingyun was like, she's kind of like walking around being a tourist in Penacony before going back to the Lawfu, and then she ate, what is it? She ate something and she started sneezing, and then got split into multiple parts and all that stuff, right? And then with the help of 1 week, she was restored into one single entity, except for one extra aspect of her that actually just wandered off to the Radiant Spellspar. And I feel like that's March, because the other person who also got split in that Penacony quest is Sunday into 1 week and Sunday. And at the end of the quest, we saw Sunday and 1 week merge into one, which is just like how Finon and Flame River then turned into Kaslana, you know? And like, Radiant Spellspar is now owned by the Nameless, right? Trailblazer even named it Clocky, or whatever you can name it, is the Nameless ship. So to think that one aspect of Tingyun, which is the analogy to Cyrene, to board the ship that is an analogy to the Express, is like March that board the Astral Express as a Nameless. Maybe reaching. You can think it's reaching, but I feel like that was a solid theory back then. But I don't know. Did I see the final merge with Iron Tomb Monster at the very end of the PV? I think it's rather than it's Finon merging with the Iron Tomb, is Iron Tomb showing up as Finon, because Finon was absorbed by Iron Tomb in 3.4, right? So they're just like, at the end, when Trailblazer's like, yeah, I'm gonna punch this guy to oblivion, Iron Tomb. Iron Tomb is like, yeah, but I'm gonna show up as your best friend throughout this Amphorius quest and see you get emotional damage from killing him. That's that. They're gonna do that to us. Like, remember this guy? Remember this guy who suffered for 33 million reset? Yeah, now you guys are gonna kill him by your own hand. So that's fun. It's interesting to think that we never got to and probably never get to see the original demigod of Earth, because Cyrene is the original demigod of time, but we don't know who Dan Heng replaced. Yeah. That is true. It might not be, I don't know, might not be, I always off. Did I keep on losing? Why am I still here? Maybe I'm losing. A part of me think that the original Chrysos heir for Earth is really just a Dormas. Because if you guys have Aglaya, or you have read her character story, there's a part of that character story that where Aglaya talks about not all, I guess 4 out of the 5 Chrysos heirs that were with her before, like 1,000 years ago. There was Hysilence, there was Seridra, there was who was it? Tribi, because she has been saying goodbye to Tribi for a while now, Tribios. And then there's like this one other person in there, or just one other individual. But strangely enough, for the 3 of them, Hysilence, Seridra, and Tribi, they all talk to Aglaya. They're like saying goodbyes to her in a way. Seridra was like, I'm gonna leave this place to you. And then Tribi's like, see you tomorrow. But the guy that is supposedly the Chrysos heir for Earth in that story didn't talk to Aglaya at all. So I'm like, maybe this guy is just a Dormas, and that's why he didn't talk at all. Who knows? I love Seridra, she's so Furina coded. Yes, I agree. I agree big time. Since the first time we saw her in that first trailer, from her silhouette, I'm like, that is... She looks like Furina to me. She looks like Furina to me. So ever since then, I've been saying that, yeah, this last silhouette, it must be the Chrysos heir for Law. But I've been... Oh yeah, I keep losing. Oh, that's why. Never mind. This is difficult. I cannot do this. Peace button. Spicy bomb. Yeah, but then I was told by people like, nah, that's actually a Fuhua XP. But yeah, but now that we see her drip marketing and all that stuff, even we hear her speaking, she sounds a lot like Furina to me. I'm not even kidding. Like, yeah, that's just so Furina. And like, even with her story, but I feel like how she will try to fake, or like either fake her death or like makes Hysilence kill her, because we see that in the trailer, right? That's also so Furina coded to me. She wants her death to serve a greater good, in a sense, which is what Fusolars did. What if March is not from Amphorius because her affiliation is from beyond the sky? Could be. Yeah. Where is she from beyond the sky if she's from Amphorius? I don't know. Hysilence is Giga buff. You did her for her Kafka. There's so many good characters. So little Jades to pull for them. Yeah, Serity talking about the Eons is very suspicious, right? Because there's actually a readable in Amphorius called, what is it? Beyond the Veil of Evernight, which talk about this guy that he was attempting to see beyond Ornyx crystal-like curtain, to see beyond the Veil of Evernight, and the more he tried to do that, the more his mind just like basically scrambled. He lost his mind after peeking through Ornyx's veil. But then Cyrene is like, yeah, I saw an Eon beyond Ornyx crystal-like curtain. Like, She could just gaze beyond the curtain just fine. Suspicious? Yes. Oh, should I just not do this? I keep on losing. No. What do I think of the ending for Amphoria's arc gonna be like? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Maybe we'll add more people to the train. Maybe there's another person that's gonna join the Nameless, like how Sunday hitchhiking on the train, because it's like the last playable character from Penacony. So by that logic, if Cyrene is playable and she's the last playable character from Amphorius, maybe she will join us on the Express. Because also on the PV, right? There's that part where Trailblazer and the Nameless kind of like walk through Iris Elysiae, and then there's the Chrysos Heirs, the Sloan Hunters and all that people. The only person that stays throughout is Cyrene next to Trailblazer. So like that's interesting. Yes, Mem was there since the beginning with us, but also what if that's like a foreshadowing to her joining the Express in the future? You know, that would be interesting. Will Finon join Amphorius? I think for me personally, what would be not an ideal, what would be an ending that I feel like what's the word, that is like true to his arc in Amphorius, is for Finon to actually bear Amphorius. If they ever like make the planet like manifested in reality, Finon would be the bearer of it. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but that would be like the true meaning of world bearing. He would be the perfect vessel to contain Amphorius. I don't know if he will join the Nameless though. It would be fun if he does. Then he would meet Sunday and be like, hey, we twinsies. That would be fun. I'm losing again. I know. No, I'm winning now. Look, we're winning. We're winning. We're gonna win this. I played this on my own yesterday and I won it just fine. So I thought easy peasy. We can just do this on stream. No, it's not that. Maybe it is delayed, but also I'm trying to catch up on the chat. But also, it's been a while since I do live stream, guys. I don't know how to make it near real time as possible anymore. Wait, why am I still losing? No, that's so messed up. Okay, focus. Oh, okay. Oh, that's not my turn. Losing by 1 point. That is so... What is that thing called? What is that? That endgame mode, that using points. Pure fiction. And something else. Yeah. Don't waste turn merging 3. The thing is, I just merge the color I see because I'm replying to you guys. I am bad at multitasking, that is true. Oh, poor Welt. Welt is so gonna have a heart attack. He saw Locha once, and he got war flashback of Void Archive. It's so gonna be so funny when he sees Finon. Because he's just chilling outside. Not really chilling because he's like worried about Trailblazer and everything, but like the moment he sees Finon, it's gonna be so funny. If Finon makes it out alive though. Right? We're talking here as if we already know that Finon gonna make it out alive. He's merged with Iron Tomb, guys. Wait, I just make myself sad again. Wait. Do I still think Cyrene is the emanator of remembrance? Yes. Yes. I think that part to me is very clear because the way she worded is like after Finon erased time from Amphorius, then Fully will gaze at her. No, gaze. Okay, she said gaze on Amphorius, right? But then she's like that gaze will gonna give her power to reset time. And the definition of emanator is like just individuals who are granted power directly by the Eon. So Fully's gaze granted her power. It's not like she's just on the path of remembrance. Fully like, okay, here's power for you to reset time. I think that's very clear that she's the emanator of remembrance because Black Swan did say that at least emanators are on the planet, right? So we got either the Scepter or Ligus for erudition. Iron Tomb / Finon is destruction. And who is remembrance? Cyrene. My god, no. You know what? No, I'm not doing this again. Okay, one more time. One more time. We're doing this one more time. Hey, hello darling. Alex. It's gonna be crazy when the real VA meets Locha. Huh. Yeah, that guy. Wherever he is now. I think Himiko gonna have... No, I think it's gonna be so fun to see Himiko be so upset when she sees VA again. Because if you guys don't know, he used to be on the Express for a bit, and he did something so bad that pissed Himiko off so much that she just like, yeah, you know, let him disembark the train and even name the creation, the bartender, and the party car after him. Just shush, like shut up. That's what she said to him before he left. I can't keep losing like that. Sorry. I am so bad at this. It's because you guys keep asking me questions, which is not a bad thing. But also, I'm not good at doing this and talking at the same time. Okay, no. That's not what I wanted to do. How do I cannot exit this. Oh, okay. Oh, extra turn. Why isn't Iron Tomb 100% why isn't Iron Tomb 100% given that Finon has merged with them? He doesn't... Well, technically he doesn't have all of them because the core flame of time was with Trailblazer, right? And also, they reset the time before it ends. So Forest is still kind of like under illusion that the simulation is still going on. Core flame of time is still with Trailblazer when Castellana did the reset and went to fight Nanook. You think Ligus is a genius? I think so too. In the report in the As of Written book, there's actually like the Scepter. When Ligus arrived, they scan his genius ID, no, society ID. So it's definitely a genius society, for sure. Oh no, I keep on losing. No. Okay, bye. I'm not doing this again. I know you guys are trying to help me with this. I like I get how this game works. It's just that I'm just doing this mindlessly while answering questions. That's the problem. Hot topic debate. Do you think Finon actually fought Zephyro as in the real Zephyro, or was that fight all in the simulations, since Zephyro was using the Black Tide power? I think the fight actually happened in the simulation, but there are distinctions that we have to make, because Finon was fighting sort of like two entities, right? One is Zephyro and then Nanook. I think if you guys read the manuscript of Era Nova that was released, I think, when was this? Not last week, 2 weeks ago. Hoyo confirmed that the Nanook that Finon fought, it was real. And as real as it could be in the sense of an Eon, right? Because we know that Eon exists on a different dimension than humans. So that part we have to clear out first, that the Nanook was real, probably on the path space. That's probably where Finon like scratched Nanook, because that's where people receive a gaze from Eons, right? So that part in path space. But Zephyro and like the part before that, I think that's happened in the simulation. Also, it doesn't eliminate the possibility that it was actually Zephyro that showed up, because we did get a preview of what Zephyro looks like from the Fables About the Stars video, which can be a way for Hoyo to tell us beforehand that, hey, this guy with the white hoodie, he's Zephyro, is a Lord Ravager, so that when we see that random guy with white hoodie in the animated short, we wouldn't be like, who is this guy? We would immediately be like, oh, that's Zephyro, you know? So to me, I still think the Zephyro part is simulation, but Nanook is real in the path space. Not real as in like real Amphorius, because if Finon really actually exit the simulation and then attack Nanook, he would be attacking Nanook, like on his way to attack Nanook, he would be destroying galaxies, which is a contradiction to what Finon is as a character. He is someone who would go through endless cycles just so that destruction would not emerge from Amphorius. Why would he be so recklessly destroy planets, universe that he initially wanted to protect by keeping himself in the cycles, right? So yeah, that Nanook part was real to me, not the Zephyro part. Oh, I think we're winning this one. Yes. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Oh, they still have their turns. No. Argentino. No. Yes. Okay. Hope Himeko VA come back from war next patch. Me too. I hope so too. It's been a while. I really thought Himeko would be there in the Fate collab, because, well, I got spoiled that she's gonna be there, so I was hoping that when we talk to her, she would have her voice in English, but she didn't. Thankfully, we have that replay button now for quests soon, right? In 3.6. So we can go back and watch a quest. Hopefully they will patch Himeko's voice back to the quest in the future. Eternal cycles of Candy Crush. No. Next time we're just gonna win in one go. Watch. Didn't they return the core flame of time? Lygus was excited because Catholi's flame was the last. How do I say this? I don't know. Okay. I think the core flame like returning the core flame activity is kind of like unclear, sort of, because they return the core flame, right? Okay, say that they return the core flame to the vortex of Genesis, but in all of the eternal recurrence that we've seen Kasana gone through, every time he's facing the demigods, he's facing Mighty, not Kaslana, Castoris, Hyacinth, all the others, the one that have become demigod in those previous ERs, he fight them for the core flame. So I think what happened when they returned the core flame during the trials, that okay, they return it, they're like, hey Titans, this is a new core flame, and then like here's the new guy that's gonna be the vessel for this core flame next. So after they enter the trial, the core flame is like put inside whoever vessel it is that entered the trial and succeeded. I think that's what happened. So technically the core flame of time is with Trailblazer. It's just that in all of the previous ERs, every single time the Crisis Heir die, and in that sense they die, they return to the simulation, so the core flames are returned to Iron Tomb. It's funnier to think Zephyr himself showed up to welcome the new guy into the Legion. Yeah, that is true. I saw this fan art after the Fables About the Stars video came out, and it's just a fan art of Nanook and the rest of the Lord Ravager. They just showed up in front of like this room where Finon was about to be delivered, like literally being given birth to. They're just waiting outside for the new brother to arrive. Nanook is being a destruction dad waiting outside. So funny. In the trailer, Mighty, Castris, Hyacinth had rings around their bodies. Yeah, actually, I talk about that in the new video that's gonna come out. But sure, I think so that thing, the rings, they're only there on Mighty, Sin, Castris, and Hyacinth, right? Only the three of them. And what's interesting about the three is that they are scenes that happened before Evernight swallows Amphorius. Then after Evernight swallows Amphorius, all the Crisis Heirs after that, they don't have the rings around them, but they have this kind of like pink, blue light of threads around them instead. You could see it like very faintly in Aglaya's Sin because it's so yellow, but then you could see it clearly in Anaxa's Sin, Cypher, and then Finon. The Ring of Code is gone after Evernight swallows Amphorius. Does that mean something? It probably does. I don't know what yet. But yeah, that's very interesting. This give me extra 3 points? Oh yeah. Do I still play Genshin? Haven't seen you cook anything for a Genshin in a while. I do still play Genshin. It's just that in my humble opinion, my knowledge on Genshin lore is not as good as my knowledge in Star Rail lore. So every time I want to make a video on Genshin, the research part of it takes a lot of time. And to do Star Rail video, it already takes a lot of time. So if I have to put even more time to make a Genshin video, my videos upload gonna be even more inconsistent than it is what it already is. If March is part of Cyrene, how would Evernight tie into Cyrene? Oh, Evernight is Enigmata, right? Oh no, that's not what I want. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to move it to the side. Oh well. Okay, so I think the general consensus is that March has a lot of veracity theme going on with her because she swallows Amphorius, and Ouroboros the veracity is a devourer of worlds. We know that. There's also the mouth that is on the other side, the underside of her umbrella. There's the mouth on the left sleeve of her outfit. But I feel like that's the kind of thing that Enigmata follower would do, because if we look at her splash art, there are also elements of other path, which is like Idrilla the Beauty with the mirrors, the candles. There is like remembrance, veracity, so it's like veracity, beauty, remembrance, Enigmata, and that there is just like Gallagher to me, right? Gallagher is made up of what, 52 traits of the family members. Like you could pinpoint each one of like this element, but then the more you try to combine all of them, the more it makes no sense. Like who is this person? Is she a follower of Idrilla the Beauty? Is it actually veracity? But to me it's just Enigmata, because in the drip marketing it also says that a child of remembrance born in the shadow, or like born out of the shadow or something like that. And then while Danheng is said to like guard the earth core flame, Evernight is to conceal the time core flame. She's not to guard it, not to inherit it, she's to conceal. And I think that's very like a very interesting choice of words, because why is she concealing time core flame? We see her helping Trailblazer in the PV, so, and her own words in the drip marketing says that she will protect Trailblazer's path of trailblazing. Like, don't worry about it, I'll protect your path of trailblazing. So she's like on our side, but why is she concealing the time core flame? Oh my god, there's Rappa showing up. So she's concealing, which is just like what Enigmata is, right? We know that Kaslana has only managed to what's the word? Has only managed to reset the cycle over and over again, right? He's like, okay, we're gonna stop with the game now because my brain cannot function like that. So what Kaslana has been doing is like, he has been resetting the cycle. He's like, I'm gonna take all this core flame at the end of the world, I'm gonna reset the time and like repeat. He's just delaying the birth of Iron Tomb. He cannot stop it. The reason he cannot stop it is because the future is predetermined, because it was created by a scepter that was part of erudition. Erudition is all about predetermined future. The past determines the future, right? And because the past of Kaslana's cycle has already predetermined, because Kaslana has only been like, every time he resets the cycle, he never goes back to the beginning of the cycle necessarily, but more on like, he goes back to some time after the Flamechase journey is started, right? So he cannot change the past. He can only alter a little bit of how it's gonna get there, but not necessarily the ending that's already predetermined. Who can do that? Enigmata. Because Enigmata was born out of remembrance, a child of remembrance, and Enigmata's only goal is to oppose erudition, to oppose the predetermined future that is created by erudition. So that's how March is connected to Cyrene, I think. Besides playing Genshin first, I somehow understand more about Star Rail lore than Genshin, even though I still understand the basic. Yeah, me too. Personally, to me, it is because... Why? Because... yeah, Star Rail does have readables, right? There's like books that we can read and all that stuff. But most of the stories, most of the lore, not most, like, well, yeah, like a big chunk of the lore, we can get that from playing the main quest. They even get rid of companion quest and just merge it into the main storyline because they don't want us to miss anything. But with Genshin, most of like the foundation of the lore, you have to read through countless books, and they're not even like straightforward. You have to like, okay, they're talking about this like this one thing, but does that actually mean that one thing, or does that actually mean another thing, and it's just an allegory or whatever? So yeah, it's, to me it's a bit time consuming to actually try to understand it. I mean, eventually we can, like, if we just like spend a lot of time on it, but unfortunately there's not enough time to understand all of that. Do I think everything in the trailer will happen in the next patch? They will, not literally in how they were presented in the trailer. Because the, what is it? The first trailer, Nameless Faces, right? Was what we got before Amphoria started, and in a way, everything in that trailer did happen. In a way, there's just a bit different than how it is presented. Like Mighty raising his cup, his people cheering on him. That's like a symbolism of him returning home to Custom Kremnos. Sort of like being celebrated by the ghost of his people when he became king of Kremnos again on his own. Finon at the ending with the 12 core flame lit up. That's also true because we were there. There's the part where Trailblazer is like in a room and every Crisis Heir's dead, and then Mem showed up. Trailblazer kind of like broke the domain sort of, and then Cyrene showed up. That's also happened in the last quest, right? Mem turned into Cyrene and all that stuff. So yeah, there are more of symbolism, sort of like to be taken literally, which is why I don't think March is veracity coded. Despite her eating Amphorius, that's more symbolism to me. Hello Anonymous, wonder what will happen after Amphorius phase is done. They said it will go till 3.8. No, I believe they say we will go 3.7, up to 3.7 is Amphorius. 3.8 we're gonna go back to Penacony if I'm not mistaken. We're gonna revisit the loose ends from Amphorius questline. Probably we're gonna see the stories of, like, I don't know, after Aventurin team up with Boothill, maybe Akron on her journey to find Nihility and all that stuff. Congrats on the 10k subs. Hey, thank you for the super chat. Any plans on a membership for your humble viewers, exclusive perks and stickers? That's a very good question. There has been a plan, sort of, at the back of my head. But here's the thing, guys. I do want to make membership, but I also feel like if I want to make membership, there should be something that I can offer in return, right? And the only thing that I can think of right now is just Discord membership, and maybe a shout out at the end of the video for like higher tier membership. So yeah, I guess we'll get to that as soon as I can get the Discord part sorted out. There is some part I'm confused about the Astral Express. If it takes a lot of power to time jump into a separate area, how do we fly back to Herda space station and the Lofu when it's so far away from Amphorius? That is also a mystery. I think, what was it? At the end of Amphorius, right? Pom Pom was kind of like telling everyone's like, you guys are spending a lot of time here. We're wasting a lot of time. We don't have any more fuel or and all that stuff. And like kind of like stressing out that we only have one more chance to like the energy that the Express had could only do one more jump. And they're like, all right, we're gonna go to Amphorius. But then in between that, we went back to the Lawfu to do the, what is that? The Fei Xiao quest for some reason. Maybe for the areas that we've already gone through is less energy, because we do put down this thing, right? This, what is this called? This space anchor. And do you remember what Trailblazer did when they first arrived in Amphorius? Before they talked to Aglaya, Danheng was like, okay, Lady Aglaya, before we continue with the history class, can we just like take a moment to establish our trailblazing journey? And what they did by establishing the trailblazing journey is by putting down a space anchor in Amphorius. And that way, because Amphorius has never been visited by Akivili, at the time they didn't know it was just a simulation. Unlike other places where it's like the space anchor pinned, it says space anchor activated. So it's like established as part of the chart of the Nameless. Yeah. I think we still don't know the full picture on how they actually do that, if we're actually spending a lot of energy to warp jump to every locations, because story-wise it makes no sense. Why would Pom Pom be nagging Trailblazer and the others when they could just simply jump to Lawfu, do that event, and then like, yeah, okay, now we have enough time, we go back to Penacony. Oh wait, we go back to Herda space station to deliver the fossils. And then, oh yeah, we're accompanying Ting Yun to sightseeing in Penacony. And then, okay, I guess now with time for us to go to Amphorius. That makes no sense. March 7th's probably just going through a phase exclusive to Amphorius. Kind of a bait from Hoya. Probably. But also, but here's the thing, right? I do understand why people would think that March is not from Amphorius, because she's like the face of the game. Oh, by the way, we're ending soon. Don't send me any more questions. Thank you. Because she's like the face of the game. There's no way they would reveal her backstory this early in the game, right? Because Paimon, that is like the face of Genshin, we still don't know what is she, where is she from. But the thing is, Starrel, I feel like they're a bit different than Genshin. Even ZZZ, the face of the game, Enby, his backstory has been revealed, and they revealed in version 1 of the game. So it's not impossible that they would do something similar with March here, because I guess the Genshin writers actually admitted that they're kind of like fumbled the lore a bit, so that's why they put a filler patch, a filler region, to kind of like ties up all the loose end lores that people don't understand, so that we know everything before we go into Shnesnaya. So March being from Amphorius is not an impossibility. You think everyone that died will get revived in the end? But even if they did, I don't really think they have a future story, since Amphorius itself is technically not real. They will be revived. We will get to see a younger Aglaya, not really younger, but like, you know, Aglaya from 1,000 years ago in the next patch, because we're gonna see Seridra and Hysilence, who lived 1,000 years ago. So they will be revived because it's just a cycle. But you see, if the world can be made real, they can be memetic planets with the power of remembrance. If Sayuni is eminent of remembrance, she can make the planet real. I'm coping. What if the train doesn't go, but the people just teleport via the anchors? Yeah, that's probably what happened. Yeah. Do I have any criticism for the Starrel storytelling? Personally, why you enjoy the Starrel lore, can help but sigh when looking at how much better Genshin presentation has gotten lately. in terms of storytelling, I actually don't have criticism, because actually what I feel like what they've put down so far are actually some things that gonna be delivered later on. For example, that one time we talked to Bartolos as Aglaya while we were cleaning the city from the filth of the Titan King of Nikador. We just talked to Bartolos for a bit, right? And like whatever, like Aglaya asked about Cypher. We thought it was nothing, but then a few patches later, we learned that Aglaya actually planted a golden nymph in Bartolos to track down Cypher, and that was probably why Cypher, like Aglaya, could find Cypher and ask her to help deliver, to help send casters and Trailblazer to Styxia at that one time. So like everything that they put down is like seeds that you're gonna see the result later on. Story-wise, I don't have criticism. What I have criticism on is, you know, the sometimes for me personally, I'm not a big fan of puzzles in between stories. It takes me out of the immersion. So I'm actually glad that they're reducing that, because it is the same location that we're gonna be exploring later when we have the time to just explore the puzzles. And that was why I was so frustrated in the first Some Forest quest, because like we've explored Custom Kremnos puzzles, and then we go to Oryx, more puzzles, and then we go to past Custom Kremnos, another set of puzzles. Like enough with the puzzles, you know? That's my one thing. I don't really find any issues with the animations, because that I think is part of the presentation, right? Because I'm just reading text. Kivili is Heavenly Principles who's also sleeping. He just got bored of trailblazing. That's a fun theory. People are like, oh, Kivili's dead, and then he's actually just colonizing a planet in Teyvat. In Genshin, sorry. Nice. Isn't Kiana lore so fast too? In Honkai Impact, you mean? Yeah, I guess because she's the main character. Here, our main character is Trailblazer. Yeah, they also revealed Dunhill's story immediately too. Yeah, my hunch is that in every planet going forward, we're gonna learn more about the Express's crew's backstory. Maybe next is Himeko, because there's a lot going on with that lady that is like single-handedly fixed the Express, you know, and then eventually Welt gonna have to tell Himeko why he was stranded, quote-unquote stranded, in that one area where Himeko found him, and then he joined the Express, because he actually went after Himeko specifically to protect her. So yeah, we're gonna see more of that. Like we cannot just hang on like, oh yeah, what's the deal with March? There's a lot more other crew of the Express that we have to explore. Storytelling as in the animation and dialogue scenes. Well, yeah, I can see why people have problems with that. I personally don't have a problem with that, because yes, Genshin have improved a lot. Only recently though, right? We've only seen it recently since Natlan, specifically since Lantern, right? Before that is also just like, yeah. I mean, Starrel used to be worse. They used to be like standing like you see this character, there are like 4 of them, they're talking at this distance. They don't even zoom in their face. So it's a tiny bit improvement. So I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, that's fine with me. Puzzles be sidetracked. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You still think Himeko and Kafka have some sort of story? Himeko acting way sassy when Kafka writes. Yes. Yes. Himeko. I think the same way. And I think, if you guys have read Himeko's story, there is this character story, part 4 of Himeko. There's this one person that she talked to somewhere, and it's redacted for some reason. I have no solid proof whatsoever, but I think This is Kafka. One day when I have more proof to it, I'll talk about it in more details. But you guys know I don't have Blade, but in Danhang's story, there's like a part of his story that is like Kafka was talking to him, and then Kafka was like, "Listen to me, Blade." And then Blade like did listen to her, and she kind of like smiled because she managed to control him, like control his Mara. But then Blade was like thinking to himself that there is sadness in Kafka's smile. Perhaps there's like one person in the past that Kafka asked to listen to her, but that person never listened. My headcanon is that that's Himeko. But it's more of headcanon now. More than anything else. They gotta give us something more for us to work with, right? We cannot work based on copium, which is what we have so far. People would think I'm just copium, just shipping agenda, which is not wrong. But yeah. Okay, guys, it's actually 6 minutes past the time that I set for this stream. Let's see if you have more questions. Okay. They are real trust, yes. I believe you're talking about Kafka and Himeko. I trust 100%. Because Himeko is a very calm and collected person. The only time she's shown such a big expression is when Kafka showed up. Like this like Stellar Hunter showing up, and then she's just like turning around, like looking upset and annoyed for some reason. Suspicious. Will I pull for High Silence?
Nice.
Maybe her rerun. I don't have that many pulls. Well, I want Seritra despite not having Finon, and I want Evernight, and I want Cyrene, and I want their light cones. So yeah, High Silence will have to wait, unfortunately. Yeah, Simiko being upset to Kafka looks way too personal.
Nice.
Absolutely. Do a single pull on High Silence, you'll get her trust. See, the thing is, I'm very, very, very close to Pity. I think I'm already at 60 or 70, because I did try to pull for Finon to see whether he would come home early, but he didn't. Nor did Cypher before him. So I'm actually close to Pity, but it's not guaranteed, so I'm gonna save that for whoever comes next. High Silence will have to wait, unfortunately. Just wanna say, love your videos and your explanation is very clear, short, and also detailed. Interested in the lore, but I don't play for lore, so your videos are a huge help. Hey! Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm happy that my videos helped. Without Finon, you don't need High Silent? I think you meant Seridra, right? See, I want to pull for Seridra because I like her, not because I need her for Finon. But we'll see, actually. We'll see what's gonna happen. I feel like I'm gonna like her even more after the story because she's so Furina coded to me. But that's that. I think the connection was okay, right? You guys didn't notice any disconnection happening or whatever from my end? Do I have an Exa? No, I don't. I pulled for Castress. Yeah, I pulled for Castress instead. My accounts is mostly for the girls, genuinely, because priorities. But I do pull for them. Not really. Never mind, I will not show my characters. Yeah, it's for the girls mostly.
Nice.
Me and Imame are your go-to lore people for Star Rail. Hey, that's great. I've watched some of Imame's videos too. Which is great. The remembrance save us. Yeah, I think It's okay. So we'll see next week, right? I know you guys will probably gonna play it first, and I don't want you guys to be spoiled while watching the live stream. So if I am actually streaming the playthrough next week, it's either gonna be on Thursday around this time, Thursday or Friday, depending on how long the story will be. If it's gonna be 10-hour long, then we'll see about that.
Nice.
Don't quote me on that. I do pull for men sometimes. Anyways, I should end the stream now. Video's gonna be coming out soon, guys. You should watch it. Don't forget to watch the video. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in on this 10K milestone celebration. I didn't think this time would ever come. Earlier this year, I was just 5,000 subscribers, but because of you guys kept on watching my videos and all that, we got to 10,000. So I guess the next milestone celebration is gonna be on live stream as well in the future. Yeah. You wanna yap? We yap next time. Thank you so much for watching my stream and supporting the channel. Thank you. Okay, I will end the stream now before we continue on yapping even more. Thank you so much for joining in. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day. Have a nice afternoon. Have a nice evening. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.